Hey, what is up? It's Six Tayo, and today I'm going to be doing a full start to finish tutorial of how to fully disassemble your iPhone 4S, and I'm going to be replacing it with red glass. And here's the iPhone 4S. I kind of dropped it. It's a 64 gig AT&T model. It's going to show you it's a 4S with a little SIM tray and the little notches right there. And yeah, well, enough bullshit. Let's get right into it. Okay, so first there's two screws here at the bottom. Yeah, there's already one screw missing, but that's just fine. Could give a shit less. Wait, actually, let's just go over the tools you're going to need first. One tool, you're going to need a X-Acto knife. I'll show you exactly what that is later. One good Phillips head screwdriver. And the reason for that is, well, obvious. And you're going to want to have a micro one. I use a MacBook magnet on my screwdriver because it, well, obviously it holds a lot of shit. And a flathead screwdriver. And, of course, a Penelope screwdriver. See, most 4S or iPhone 4s have the Penelope screws on it. Some of you may not need this, as it just uses Phillips at the bottom. And this is just for the bottom two screws. And last but not least, you'll need a heat gun. I have a 750 to 1000 degree heat gun I got from Walmart for $23. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Screw stripped. These screwdrivers strip like hell, like no other. It's a bitch. Alright, let me get a new screwdriver. Give me 1 second. There we go. Gonna remember to use that one later. With the two bottom screws, I usually just put them off to the side because I always know which one those are. Now you're just going to simply slide up on the back, and it comes right off. Now, this is virtually the same as the Verizon iPhone 4. Let's go ahead and take the SIM card out. I always forget that. So I'm right about to take the motherboard out. But yeah, this is virtually the same as the Verizon iPhone 4, just a few little differences, such as two screws are holding down the battery, which I can go ahead and take that out now with the Phillips screwdriver. And I always just place these down exactly as I got them out of the phone. So I'm going to place these two little guys right here. Before anything, let's just make sure the phone is off. The phone was not off. And just make sure the phone is completely off before you start disassembling it. Alright, with your flathead screwdriver, just go ahead and very carefully lift the battery connector up, which you need a hold of something. Be very careful, as you could easily damage the battery connector. There we go. And if you pull on this tab and you fail to pull the battery out, don't keep trying to pull it out, because you may rip it and it will permanently void your warranty unless you get another one. So you can take your flathead or something flat, just kind of lift it out. Be careful not to cut your battery, as it's easily cuttable. Just really quick, the iPhone 4S battery is slightly smaller than the iPhone 4 battery. If you take these out and compare the two, this one is thinner and just a little bit smaller. This is Apple has not acknowledged this at all. This is just from me personally viewing it, and that could more than likely be what causes this shitty battery life. So just a note there. So let's go ahead and put the battery off to the side, because obviously we know where that goes. Next, we're going to take the the dock connector cable, which is held down by 2 screws, just like the iPhone 4. Sorry, I didn't show you that a second ago. We take these out, and we are going to place those right here. We're going to take the little plate out, and then place them right next to the screws. Take your flathead screwdriver, and simply lift the connector out. Carefully. Pull it back, and always remember that it goes into a little L shape right down here. Sorry, I'm not really showing you that very well. I'm going to move the iPad over here. Alright, so it goes into a little L shape right here when you're taking that out. So just keep that in mind. Also, let's take the antenna cable out. Just this little coaxial cable. And I very carefully take that out. And, let's see. And there's this little notch right here that's kind of holding it down, so just lift it over, and that's that. And just make sure you remember where this little guy goes. It just goes, well, it just goes right here. I'll show you when I put it back together. With your flathead screwdriver, take this little guy right here next to the coaxial cable out. You can use a Phillips head screwdriver, it's just a little bit harder. Put it right next to the little battery screws. You're also going to find a, actually no, we don't need to take that out yet. Just right here next to the one of the little CDMA components, you'll find this little guy right here too. Take that one out and place it there. Next, we're going to take the top cable shield off, and it's held down by 4 screws. So we're going to take 4 screws out and place them exactly as they are in the phone. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. With your flathead screwdriver, you should be able to just kind of lightly lift it up. Be careful not to actually damage anything. Just go ahead and place that right there. Now there's going to be 3 cables just right here, instead of over here like in the iPhone 4. This is actually built very, very similar to the iPhone 4 CDMA model. So with your flathead screwdriver, you're just going to go ahead and very carefully lift those up. It doesn't matter what order you lift them up in, like some would-be technicians would say. Make sure all those are up. Next, we're going to take the digitizer cable off and then the LCD cable. Just lightly lift those up and lift those over. Next, we are going to take this little guy out. There's a little screw over here. And I'm going to place that over there. With your flathead screwdriver, just lift the little shield thing. I don't really know exactly what this one's called, but I just know it goes there. So just place it right there next to the screw. There's a coaxial cable just right here. I'm going to show you that really quick. Yeah, just lift this little guy up with your flathead screwdriver carefully, and just lift that over. There is another hex like screw thingy. I forget what type of screw this is called also, but take your flathead screwdriver or your Phillips head screwdriver and go ahead and take that one out. So let's go ahead and do that. You can use your Phillips head, but like I said before, it is just a little bit harder. And place that one next to those two, because it goes in the same place. Next we are going to be taking out the middle screw on the motherboard, which is located right here. I don't know why I forgot that one earlier. Take your Phillips head screwdriver, take that little guy out, and place it next to the little shield right here, since that's where it goes in the first place. Alright, now we should be able to take the motherboard out. Wait, no, spoke too soon. There's one more screw. You could take your flathead, or, well, I used an X-Acto knife, but you could take your flathead and take the camera out, which is connected just right there. There is a screw hidden right under this little black thingy right here. Go ahead and, if you can, just carefully get this little guy off. This is kind of tricky to get off without actually tearing the shit out of it. But I just took my X-Acto knife and pressed my thumb against it and took it out. And I'm going to set it over there. Simply take your Phillips head screwdriver, and place it up here in the corner, because that's where it goes. Now we can take the motherboard out. That is the iPhone 4S. It's kind of fat. Okay, and now we can go ahead and take out each of the bezel screws. There are 6 on the sides. Actually, yeah, I completely forgot about the dock. Take the dock out. How the hell did I forget that? Place those right there. And that one right there. Go ahead and take the dock out. Take your X-Acto knife, take the CDMA component out. Let's just put that little sticker there for now. Put that there for a minute. Now we're going to take the bezel screws out. There's 6 on the sides and 4 in the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's take them all out. Now these 6 that are on the side of the bezel, you do not need to keep track of in the order that they go in, because there is no order. They're all the same. I'm going to place those in a little pile there. Also, you do not want to lose these little gaskets right here, because that's what actually holds the whole screen down. And my friend thought he could figure it out since he's worked on the iPhone 4 before. But when he shipped it to me, this is actually his. And yeah, I did warranty this one out yesterday. But when he shipped it to me, he had no gaskets in there, so I had to replace those. Otherwise, Apple would have said, "Oh, this has been worked on before." With the 4 corner screws, I always put them in the exact order I got them out, because they very well may be order specific. And sorry, you just kind of see my hand there. But it's pretty simple. Just to get these screws out. Just Just make sure you don't lose any of the screws, because that would be very, very bad. I already got that one. I was going to say, did Apple forget a screw? Okay, all screws are out. Let's go ahead and take the heat gun. I'm just gonna go over here. Sorry, my table's kind of a mess. Okay, so you see this? Simply, I usually put it on 1,000 degrees. Make sure it's pretty decently heated up. Ah, shit, that's hot. And just kind of go over it. That should be just enough. And now you can take your X-Acto knife and I'll actually just show you really quick. Take your X-Acto knife and just put it right between the bezel and the screen. Try not to break it if you're just going to be reusing the parts. But if it's cracked, you could give a shit less, because I don't. If you're going to be reusing brand new parts, then really be careful not to scratch the little thingies on the sides. Here's a little bit of glue, just still holding it on there, which is just fine. And there you go. Cool. Alright, let's place that off to the side. Let's get the red parts out. Okay, here they are, red front and back. And also, this is one thing I always forget. Don't forget this little guy right here if you didn't get a new little earpiece cover. Oh, that shit's kind of fucked up. You can only do this the best that you possibly can, but just gonna stick that through there. Gonna tear that little guy off. And then just kind of stick it on there. Just do the best that you can. Doesn't exactly have to be perfect, but just as good as you can get it. Okay, looks pretty decent, I guess. Okay, and also, before I forget, going to be replacing the home button as well. That is one thing I just looked past. Okay, so take your X-Acto knife and get this little notch out.